Okay, this video is going to go over formulas in spreadsheets. And what I'm going to do here is just recreate the practice that we did in class together. So you will want to open your file that we've been working on since we started the spreadsheet unit, and it's called Your Last Name Practice. Okay, mine says video because I'm using it for this video. Yours will just be Your Last Name Practice. And as a reminder, we had created some tabs. One says the basic math, the other says patterns, and then one said formatting. So we're going to be working on the basic math tab today. So you want to make sure you're clicked on it, and then if you have anything on your spreadsheet, in some of my classes we were practicing some things on this spreadsheet. If you have any information already typed on this sheet, go ahead and highlight so that you've got all of the information highlighted, and then just hit your backspace key and it'll take those things off. Okay, but you want a blank spreadsheet here for basic math. Okay, let's get started. We are going to be going over formulas, and this is a very important concept in spreadsheets. You have to make sure that you understand formulas. We'll be using those throughout the rest of the semester. So we spent a lot of time talking about how formulas in spreadsheets are a lot like formulas that you create in like your math class, but instead of using numbers, we use cell addresses to create the formulas, okay? And down here you will see all of these things we're going to be talking about in this video on spreadsheets and how to create their functions and formulas. So I'm going to switch back over here and we're going to do some setup first. So I would like for you to go to cell A2 and we're going to make a pattern. We're going to use the same numbers. Everybody will use the same numbers so that you can see the formulas working. So we're going to make a pattern counting by fives. So I'm going to do in A2, I'm going to type 5, enter. In A3, I'm going to type 10, enter. And then I'm going to complete the pattern. So I'm going to highlight the 5 and the 10. Remember, both need to be highlighted so the computer knows what pattern you're wanting it to do. Then I'm going to hold my mouse over this autofill handle until I get the skinny black cross. I will click, drag down to row 10, and release. In column B, I am going to count by threes. So I'm going to start with 3, enter, 6, enter. Then I'm going to highlight the 3 and the 6. Use the autofill handle. My mouse turns into a skinny black cross. I click, drag down to 10. Okay, so now we're all working with the same set of numbers. In C1, I'm going to type the word addition. D1, subtraction. E1, multiplication. F1, division. And we are going to create formulas for each one of these operations. Okay, so click in cell C2. The first thing you need to know when you are creating a formula is that you need to be in the cell where you want the answer to show up. So what I want to do here in the addition column, I am wanting to add up these two numbers, the number in cell A2 and the number in cell B2. What I talked about in class is I use easy numbers right now as we're starting out. So you can mentally check your math and make sure your formulas are showing right. I know that you know 5 plus 3 is 8. Okay, I know you know that. But what we're practicing is writing the formula correctly into the spreadsheet so that you can make sure you have that concept down. So let me show you what I'm talking about. You want to be in cell C2. Every formula has to start with the equal sign. So on your Chromebook, the equal sign is directly to the left of your backspace key. So you're going to go equal sign, and I'm going to tell the computer the cell of the first number that I want it to add. So in this case, I'm going to put A2, and you'll notice it kind of highlights A2. Then I'm going to put in the operator that I want it to do. And by operator, I mean plus sign, minus sign, multiplication sign, or division sign. In here, it's going to be the plus sign. So this will be the shift and the equal sign to get the plus. And then I'm going to put in the ending cell that I want it to add up, which will be B2. Okay, notice I did not put numbers in there. I didn't do 5 plus 3. I put cell addresses in there. When I hit enter, it will automatically do that math for me. So what this formula is saying, and you can see here on the spreadsheet, it gives you the answer right here in C2. But if I look up here in what we call our formula bar, this shows me what is typed in the cell. So I know that I did not type in 8 enter here, but I typed in =, A2 plus B2 to get the result 8. Okay. I mentioned in class I always have some kids that will try to just type in the answers. You must use formulas here. Okay. You have to understand I'm not checking to see if you know what 5 plus 3 is. I'm checking to see if you know how to create a formula to figure that out. Okay. So the formula is =, A2 plus B2. So the cool thing about formulas is you may use autofill on a formula. So I am going to want to add up 10 and 6, 15 and 9, and so on. So I'm going to make sure I'm still clicked on C2, hold my mouse over the autofill handle till I get the skinny black cross, click and drag down, release. And now if I click on any one of these numbers in my C column, I will see the result, the answer of my formula on the spreadsheet. But if I look up top in the formula bar, I see the formula that was copied down, =, A6 plus B6. So the program is set up when you autofill down that it will change the row numbers so they're the correct row. Okay, so we know that all of those are adding across my rows. Okay, so the next step, I had students try subtraction, multiplication, and division on their own. So you may want to pause the video and try these on your own to make sure that you can do them. I will give you a tip on multiplication. You cannot use the X. You have to use the asterisk, which looks like a star. It's shift and the 8 key on your keyboard. Okay. On division, you have to use the slash that is on the same key as the question mark on your keyboard. Okay, so now's a good time to pause and try these functions yourself, these formulas, and then come back to the video and I'll show you quickly how to do those, and you can check your work. Okay, so hopefully you had a chance to do these. Subtraction is going to look like this, =. I'm still working with columns A and B, so I'm going to do A2 minus sign B2. Okay, so I hit enter there. There's my subtraction formula. The result is showing up here on the spreadsheet. The formula is up here. So I'm going to autofill it down, get my skinny black cross, pull it down. Multiplication looks like this, =, A2 asterisk, which is shift in the 8, B2. Enter. Autofill it down, and then we'll move down to division. And it's going to be =, A2, the slash that is on your question mark, B2, enter. I'm going to autofill that down. Okay. And then if I click anywhere on here, it's kind of strange. We talked about this in class. You want to, if something sticks out to you, like this is all the same number, you might kind of question yourself and go, wait a minute, did I do that right? Always check your formulas and make sure they're correct. So I'm clicking here in F6, looking up at my formula. I'm wanting A6 divided by B6. So that's correct. So I have to kind of wonder, why are all of these the same? And if I really think about this, this is division, okay? And we used patterns over here. We counted by 5s and we counted by 3s. So technically, this is right. Okay, this is right because each one of these simplified would be 5 divided by 3. Okay, so this is correct, even though it seems a little strange that they're showing up like that. That is right. Okay, all right, so that is basic formulas in spreadsheets. So this will get you set up and ready to go for functions, which I will cover in the next video. Please see me if you have any questions about any of this stuff. Thanks.